Previously on the Real MMA Fight House.
A week before the fight, you're pulling out of the fight, so let me know what's happening.
I hurt my knee earlier this week in training, and I really just been trying to baby it as much as possible, take care of it, so I had to pull out of the fight.
I got no weaknesses. Got no weaknesses.
So I'm standing here, Marcus, 37-second first round. Our referees stopped the fight in 1 minute and 55 seconds in the fifth round.
After Friday fight night, the fighters are ready to enter the board meeting.
Okay, I want to welcome you guys. This is our first post-fight meeting to determine who's going to get real and who's not going to get real. I want to introduce here is Anthony. Anthony's our Real MMA commissioner, and Anthony has a background of, you're the brother-in-law of Diego Corrales, who was a world champion. Yes. Unfortunately, he's not here anymore with us, but he was well known as a very good brawling fighter. Lots of heart, right? Heart through the...
Everything that we look for.
Right.
He had it.
and then you also used to run Shane Mosley's camps for him, so you've been at the highest levels of professional boxing.
Yes.
And now you're with us here to develop the Real MMA, the amateur, so you know what it takes to get real with the pros that you do. Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
So we appreciate you being here, Anthony, and thank you very much. And
Thank
by
you.
the way, the event was very good, very well done, because you were the main person putting that on. Well done.
Thank you.
On our side over here, we have Rudy. Now, we got this Real MMA getting started, and it's a little new for us, and we've been having all kinds of problems with the Fighter House, so we decided to bring you in. Now, you've been around, and we've been sponsoring you through your amateur, now your pro career. You're a professional fighter, so you've done what it's taken to get real, and you know what it's like to have to get up and do what you do, and now you're coming in to really mentor these guys, so we really appreciate that, and thank you. So you guys have a talented team here who can really help you get real. Patrick, Marcus, Dominique, thank you for being here. I want to point out, we're missing somebody. Who's not here?
Mr. Travis.
Travis isn't here. What happened to Travis?
Wow.
I guess he didn't want to get real, huh? He was embarrassed about his performance and he just bailed out, or what?
Something.
Did you guys talk to him?
I mean, it's a lot of here and there.
He's trying to fight on the next card, but I don't know what's going on.
Okay, hopefully he'll wear a bigger cup. Okay. Anyway, so the purpose of this meeting is as you guys know, as you're going through this process, you're continually being evaluated on 4 principal items. One is your attitude. Do you have a positive attitude? Do you have a negative attitude? And that's important because we believe attitude's important. If you're positive and you really feel good about what you're doing, you're on purpose, then you'll do better. Second is your discipline and your work ethic. Do you have what it takes? Do you get up on time? Are you willing to push yourself? Are you willing to arrive and do the necessary things it takes to become a pro? Third is your heart. And that's something which is tested in the ring. It's one thing to spar, as you guys know. It's another thing when another guy wants to take your head off. And there's some that just dig deep and make it happen. And then the fourth thing is talent. Now, sometimes guys can have, you all have to have real talent, but some people can have just exceptional talent, but if they don't have the heart and the work ethic, they don't access it. Others don't have the exceptional talent, but they make up for it in their heart and their work ethic. So those are the 4 areas that we're going to judge you on, and we're going to discuss this, and then we're going to decide whether or not you guys stay in the Fighter House, whether you have what it takes to get real, or what we believe we want to continue to invest in you. Okay, so with that being said, first of all, I'd just like to get some background discussion about how you guys felt about the fight, this first fight with Real MMA, and what you thought about the event, and then get some feedback from you guys too. So Dominique, of course,
Yes.
You were not able to fight, you were a spectator. So as a spectator, what did you think about the fights?
My teammates, they went out and did work. They did good. We're saying where we gotta improve at, and we're getting there with every day.
Okay, I'm the politician, Dominique, not you. Let's get real here, okay? Let's get real. We had Marcus who got his guy out in about the first, 30 seconds or something? Just choked him out, just
Yes,
whoop, 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 done.
Yes, sir.
We got Patrick, who is supposed to be a complete star. Everybody's hyping him up, and he got his ass kicked. He wouldn't even fight. And then we got Travis, who didn't show up today, that supposedly got kicked in the balls 4 times and didn't really fight either. Rolled around like a, I don't know what you want to call it. So you're proud of your teammate's performance, you're telling me. And then we got you, who couldn't even fight. So you're telling me you're proud of that performance? I'm sorry. That's not what it's going to take to get real.
Yes, sir.
What do you think?
The event was good. I mean, I've been to the last Real MMA event. This one was more packed. I knew that he was going to be try to grapple me. I have good grappling skills. Just want to get out as fast as I can, so I watch my teammates, prevail. So that's about it.
You watched your teammates prevail? They didn't prevail.
They went out there and they showed heart.
Heart, okay. Now let me ask you this. So you were just low key, no real talk. We had Dominique, who got hurt, so he got some publicity. Patrick was supposed to be the big next coming professional that was going to be just in the UFC and 1 or 2 fights later. And nobody was really talking about you. But your performance was just amazing. It's like it was second, like you were in a class beyond what he was. So I was very impressed with you. Okay, Patrick, you were the great, I can't say great white hope because you're not white. You were the great real MMA hope. You were the great real MMA hope, and yet we were on radio shows and everybody's saying you're just going to be so awesome and so phenomenal, and then what happened?
Fighter instinct was not there. Had a bad day. If one that actually fights, they would tell you that, it only takes you to have that bad night. And as a fighter, it will go from 0 to 100, or it goes 100 to 0. And on that night, it was not my night. I didn't take good instruction from one of my coaches to rehydrate the way I was supposed to. It was a bad night for me. But the show was fantastic. I loved the atmosphere, sold out, had fun. But other than that, my performance sucked.
Okay, so you came from, I'm just going to say it, you came from the sticks of Kentucky.
Yes, sir.
And you're in now the fight capital of the world, so it's a little bit different thing than the good old boys back home, okay?
Yes, sir.
I just didn't see you bring it. And this is the same problem I had with Dom in his last fight. The first fight I saw him bring it, and he got fight of the night. The second fight, he didn't bring it. I didn't think you brought it.
Mm-mm.
Now, the big talk was this was going to be your last fight to go pro. Have you decided you're going to go pro, or are you going to stay amateur until you get your game a little bit better?
Mentally, I think I'm mentally prepared to go pro. But like I said, because I know what I did wrong in my last amateur fight. So it wasn't like if I went out there and I felt good, but I just got beat, I'd have felt a little better about that. But I know what I did wrong, so I know what I have to do differently. As a professional, you can't make the mistakes. I have to do extra, and I don't want to be a mediocre fighter. So in Las Vegas,
okay,
it's going to
Patrick,
take
the
more
question
than,
is, are you going to go pro, or are you
Yes,
going to
sir.
stay amateur? You're still going pro?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You're then taking yourself out of the get real because you decided, even though you've lost, that you're good enough to get real in the pros. So you're still going pro?
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys, so what we're going to do now is we're going to talk amongst us and discuss these 4 points, and then we'll bring you back. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, sir.
See you in a little bit.
All right. Thanks, sir.
Are you feeling sluggish, old, and tired? It could be because your body is dehydrated on a cellular level. Most purified waters are acidic and as a result may be rejected by your body. But it doesn't have to be that way. Real water is different. It is beyond alkalinity. Real water is infused with negative ions for ultracellular hydration. You will immediately notice the smooth, clean taste as you start hydrating the minute it hits your mouth. Real water. You will taste and feel this difference.
Okay, guys, so let's first talk about, we have the 4 points: the attitude, the discipline, work ethic, the heart, and the talent. First of all, we have Dominique. Now, Dominique didn't get to fight, so we don't really know, so there's not much we can do. Now, I've seen Dominique in a couple fights, as you have as well, Anthony, and you have seen him too. On both of his fights, have you seen him? Both of his amateur fights?
Both of them.
His first fight, he lost, but he got fight of the night.
He brought it.
And it was a really, really good fight. He just gassed out, in my opinion. The second fight, he had a terrible game plan. He didn't really bring it. He just kind of tried to be Floyd, but he doesn't have Floyd's skill. He's a brawler. So he's got to go off of heart, attitude, and discipline. The talent might not be there, but if he really wants to bring it. So, although he didn't fight, I think we should continue to keep him in the fight house. How's he been doing before he got injured with his work ethic and discipline?
I think in the beginning he was very disciplined, but I think it fell off some. So I think I definitely wouldn't give him a 10. I think we have to question his discipline. I don't know if it's because he got injured. He figured, hey, let me just go blow it off. But that's not what we're looking for. We're still looking for people that's willing to have what it takes to get real. And I think by him choosing not to go to the gym and do things, and it looks bad on him.
Okay, so that's the thing that you've got to take care of, Rudy, because you've got to really make sure, or be the mentor to make sure these guys keep the discipline.
Absolutely, Brent. That would change with me coming out to the house and then being their mentor, because I'm not trying to be nobody's dad, but they have to understand that this is a lifetime opportunity that Real MMA is providing for them. But I could definitely see that as the time goes by, you will see a change from here on until the day of his fight.
Our next fighter up is Marcus, who's like the quiet church mouse.
Quiet storm.
And he just was impressive as far as I was concerned.
He's very positive also, and you ask him to do something, he's there for you, and he's a good guy.
As far as his discipline and work ethic, he obviously prepared, so that was there.
He
right?
showed it in the ring.
Heart, I mean, we didn't even have to test his heart. He was so dominant. It was like outclassed his opponent just dramatically. And then talent, of course, for this kid might be an undiscovered talent. Nobody's talking about him, and yet he might be the guy that really, really sets the tone.
Yeah.
And again, you saw the fights, and I was just impressed. I mean, I barely blinked, and the guy was just done.
Yeah, from my fighter perspective, I definitely see that he has talent. He has attitude. However, with the heart, I don't think that his heart was really tested, because the fight didn't go along. But that might be something that in the later match that he has coming up, where he's defending the belt, we'll be able to see that. Marcus himself, great jiu-jitsu grappler, and I just think that from the fighter's perspective, he's got to work a little bit more of his hands.
Okay, so we haven't seen him bang yet.
Bang.
So that's where the heart really comes in, when the guy's got to bang.
Yeah.
So, but obviously he won his belt. One of the first time we had real MMA belt. So he's definitely then going to stick.
Yeah, against a high-level guy.
Okay, next. Okay, so Patrick has decided to go pro, even though I'm just going to tell you, I was almost embarrassed, because we heard so much about him. The kid did not even fight. He was supposed to be a brawler. He didn't even throw any punches, and he just got his ass kicked.
I truly believe that Patrick was just going to demolish the kid. And then again, his opponent, another high caliber opponent. But I think that something happened along the ways of cutting the weight. It was the first time that Patrick made, that weight. And from my perspective, my experience as a fighter, you could do all the right things leading up to the weight cut, but on those 24 hours before the fight, you could completely destroy everything. So we will have to ask Patrick what it is exactly that what steps he followed to rehydrate, and if he hydrated the right way, and if he didn't, that there was no way. He showed up, his body was there, but his abilities as a fighter, either mental or physical, they were just thrown in the trash.
Yeah, he didn't look like he was in a fight, but obviously he should have rehydrated. I mean, we got Real Water as a sponsor, so there's got to be some rehydration there. Yeah. But you know what? It doesn't matter, because he's made a decision. He thinks he's ready to go pro, and that's his decision. Do you guys think he's ready to go pro?
It was a big disappointment. I was looking forward to a banging fight. I thought he would be fight of the night, and I've never watched him fight, but just all the hype that was around it. If I was in his shoes, I don't think he should go pro. I should at least try. He should at least try one more fight as an amateur before he decides to go pro.
I would think that you have to come off a good fight before you go pro, mentally, whatever. How can you go into being pro knowing that you were demolished by another amateur?
He got stopped. Didn't he get stopped?
No, 5 rounds. Oh, he did.
No,
right
he got
at the very end, I
stopped.
think.
They stopped it.
Yeah, it was a sad performance, and I don't see how you can go pro.
I wouldn't.
Coming off a performance like that.
2 things why he shouldn't go pro. 1, he lost his last fight in a horrible way. And 2, is the first time only that he made that weight cut to that weight class that he's thinking of going professional. So I truly think that he should do one more amateur fight, do everything the way that it's supposed to, or the way that he was told, and win the fight, then he could go professional.
Yeah, and see that he actually can demonstrate his skill set.
Yeah.
It's one thing, again, sparring and doing that is one thing. It's another thing when you have another guy that wants to tear your head off.
Yeah.
And that's a different story.
He is an athlete, very talented in many ways. That's one of the reasons why we hyped him up, and I truly thought that was going to be fight of the night, Brent. And when I saw what was happening, my jaw just dropped.
Yeah,
I was in disbelief of what was going on. So I would suggest to the board that we could work this out and to actually talk to him and see how we can manage so he could do one more amateur fight.
We'll talk to him. We'll have a chance to talk to him in a minute. Okay, then finally, Travis. Travis is no show. Again, Travis talked a big talk. I think that's why he's so embarrassed. He talked the big talk, and his big thing. I have no weakness. I'm indestructible. We always saw him rolling around the floor.
You had a weakness that night. Yeah.
Okay,
and obviously today.
And he bailed out. He didn't say anything. He didn't even show up. So I would give him very low on heart. Very low on attitude.
Attitude bad.
The talent didn't show up. The other guy was outscoring him, even though he did it. So Travis helped make his own decision. He doesn't have what it takes to get real.
Are you feeling sluggish, old, and tired? It could be because your body is dehydrated on a cellular level. Most purified waters are acidic and as a result may be rejected by your body. But it doesn't have to be that way. Real water is different. It is beyond alkalinity. Real water is infused with negative ions for ultra-cellular hydration. You will immediately notice the smooth, clean taste as you start hydrating the minute it hits your mouth. Real water. You will taste and feel this difference.
Okay, so we've agreed to bring you back to the Fighter House based on your previous performances and your commitment that you want to get real. But how is your recovery coming?
Pretty well. I could move forward and backwards. It's just pivoting for my kicks, having a little trouble. But like Conor McGregor said, you have to adapt and overcome.
Well, are you going to be able to get your pivots back?
Yeah, definitely. I could do the motion. I just can't do full speed yet.
Okay, and then what, did you learn anything from your injury? Like, it happened in training, not in an actual fight. What are you going to do differently?
I just got to choose my practice partners carefully. We were drilling and they were just going too aggressive. They didn't do the drill right at all, so it happens.
Okay, do you have any comments or questions, Anthony?
No, I can't wait to see you back in the ring. I think your first fight obviously was amazing. Second fight, I don't know if the game plan was quite there.
Yeah.
And looking forward to you.
From the videos I watch, you being in the Fight House, everything is being provided for you, correct?
Yes, sir.
Something that has never really happened and doesn't happen not even to some professionals to some extent. But when you're hungry and you truly want it, you do whatever it takes.
Yes, sir.
And that's the reason why we're looking for who has what it takes to get real. I truly believe that you have what it takes to get real.
Yes, sir.
Looking at this attitude, discipline, hard talent, your attitude, amazing from what I've seen. Your heart, that fight when you won Fight of the Night, I mean, your talent is not quite there, but you kept on fighting even though you were gassed out, you didn't stop at all. That's the type of athletes or the type of individuals that we want in the Fighter House.
Yes, sir.
I can tell you that if each one of the guys from the Fight House will have your heart, we'll be building, and with the talent that they have, we will be building the next world champions. I'm a fighter myself, and I train with champions, and I know what it takes to train like a champion, and I won amateur belts myself too, hoping to get something at a professional level, but I can tell you, you have it.
Yes, sir.
It's up to you if you truly want to get it. Everything is provided for you.
Yes, sir.
And then Brent and Real MMA believes on you. Do you believe on yourself?
Yes, sir.
All right, so no more playing around no more.
Yeah.
Because as much as we like you and we believe in you, if you continue to slack off, then you're taking somebody's space that actually is hungry. So how hungry are you?
I'm hungry.
You're really hungry?
Yes, sir.
All right, so now I guess it's time to not just talk. It's actually time to get real and show it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Marcus, we gave you an evaluation. Obviously, you just dominated your fight. You got the belt, so again, congratulations, well done. We believe that you have a good attitude, a great attitude. We believe you have, obviously, you have the discipline and work ethic and you have very high talent. Your heart hasn't been tested yet, so we can't really bet because you just won so easily.
Yeah.
Rudy mentioned that you had a very hard opponent, so that's even more kudos for you. One of the things we do want to see though is if you can bang, because we do want to see your heart tested. I think it should be done before you go pro yourself, to see if you really have what it takes to gut it out. If you keep winning like you're winning though, after a couple times, maybe you say, well, maybe these guys, I don't have to gut it out because I'm so damn good. But so obviously we're proud of you, we want you to stay at the house, and we thank you for just doing a stellar performance. Do you have any comments, Anthony?
No, great job. You're like the quiet storm. You didn't do a lot of talking, but you went in there and handled it with your skill. So I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
And look forward to seeing you in the future.
But I'll tell you what, we're going to start hyping you now. Okay?
All right.
Rudy?
Just like I mentioned to you, or you're the real champion now.
Yes, sir.
And I'm the matchmaker, so I knew that your opponent is high level, and you know this.
Yes, sir.
I was expecting a battle back and forth. From your previous fights that you had, I watched. I knew that this was probably the highest ranked opponent that you ever had or ever faced.
Yes, sir.
And you walked through him. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Very proud.
Okay, so we welcome you. You have what it takes to get real so far. Well done.
And you got to represent the real way, man.
Yes,
Because you are the real champion.
You are the real.
Okay, Patrick, so we had a discussion, and as you've known from previously that you've made a decision to go pro. After our discussion, we don't think that that's the best determination for you, and the reason why is we looked at the grading score, and you definitely, we all agree you have a good attitude, so that's very good, and you have discipline and work ethic. Didn't see the heart, man, didn't see the heart, and although you've been promoted as having this huge talent, the talent just was not there. You have to know that your regimen is going to work, because it's untested. Until it's tested to really work, how can you think it's going to work in the future?
This is the first time that you ever cut down that low to a new weight class. I want to see Patrick Cornett, the true talent that I know. That's the reason why you came to the Real MMA Fighter House. I suggest for you to do one more amateur fight and actually follow the proper steps, and then see, okay, now this is how you do it. You said you already made a mistake once. You don't want to do it again.
You want to end your amateur career with a bang, man.
If you believe in your mind that you did something wrong and that was the reason why, but if you're going to turn pro, it'll be in the back of your mind, well, did I really correct it? Do I really have my A game today? And if you have those doubts or reservations, that's damaging. Whereas if you come off of a really good win and you know, oh my God, my system worked good, I feel good now, you have then confidence, because fighter confidence is really important.
Unfortunately, we were not able to see neither your talent or your heart. And I know you have it. You don't want to fail again or test run in your professional career.
Yes, sir.
You don't want to do that.
So hearing what we say, what do you think, or what are your beliefs?
Like me, we talked on the radio station, I'm a sponge. I'm here to absorb as much as I can, and I think that's a good choice for me. I'll do one more, for sure.
Do you want to stay on then for one more?
Yes, sir. I'll definitely.
Okay, well, welcome back to the Real MMA Fighter
Yes,
House,
sir.
and let's show that talent, show that heart this time, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thanks, Patrick.
All right. Thank you.
Time to visit their chiropractor, Dr. O.
How are you doing?
I'm fine. How about yourself, sir?
Good. Listen, first of all, congratulations on winning your belt here in the other match. You did well.
Thank you, sir.
How do you feel?
Feel good. Feel good. A little sore on my shoulders, though.
Okay, let's check you out here. Okay. Okay, let me have you sit up. What we're doing here is just aligning the spine, putting the spine through a range of motion for the neck, the middle, and the lower back. And more specifically with the shoulder, point to the area where it's bothersome. So you're talking a little bit more higher up, so we've got the area where the shoulder joint and the clavicle are coming together. So we'll just check some motion here. Tell me if any of this is bothering you if we do this. Different planes of motion of what the shoulder goes through. And when I bring it back here a little bit, is that tender right in there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and just put this shoulder through some motion. What's happening here when we use the term adjustment, anytime you have any bones that come together to form a joint, the joint can be displaced out of alignment. It can cause tension on the ligaments, the muscles attached, and the tendons. So we're trying to free the joint area so we have better range of motion. So all the parts of that joint work a little bit more effectively and with less stress. And with you athletes, the reason what chiropractic is really important is you want good range of motion, you want to have optimal movement, and what that allows is for the greatest amount of strength you can. That's why the shoulders, the elbows, the wrists, you folks use your knees, your feet all the time, in addition to the spine. And so with chiropractic, we can get that movement back in through there. Now following that, like we have talked before, we'll use ice for swelling before you get back into a regular schedule. And you could be more effective when you have all those body parts in place. That's why you come in with a shoulder problem. I'm not just going to address the shoulder. I'm going to look at the area that is also related to that, because the nerves to the shoulder come from the neck, middle and lower neck. And a lot of the muscle groupings are attached to other parts of your body too. So I'm not just going to look at the shoulder. It'll be the neck, it'll be the upper back, and it'll also perhaps sometimes we'll work on the elbow as well. So peak performance is basically dictated by the body to function at its highest performance. In your sport, you have much more physical contact without body guarding, without helmets, without support pads. So you take a lot of shots that some of these other athletes don't take. Therefore, chiropractic care and adjusting not only with your diet, exercise, all of those make a well-rounded package for you to perform better. And especially since you won the title, your belt, okay? So we've been working with you for a while, trying to keep you in top performance, and now we don't want to see you lose that belt.
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay, so what you have been doing is you've been coming in on a regular basis to get adjusted, whether you have an injury or not, and that's the way to do that, to keep the body functioning at full and peak performance.
You don't want to miss what's next.